just posted with some braids. I'm like, God, maybe I should start washing my hair more often. All right. So I'm going to share my screen just because I kind of have a squirrel brain. So like when I like to train, I like to look at the screen and so I can stay on track. So my name is Maddie. My last name is very hard to pronounce, as most people find, so it's Mehciz. Yes, I've been a coach for 19 months. It's so crazy because, oh wait, no, this isn't what I want to show you guys. We're at here. But I'm going to talk just a little bit about how to create attractive energy and positivity and create that flow that makes it easy. Like, for so long, I thought this business was so hard. And so I'm going to talk about things that you can do to make it feel easier, make it feel fun. And I know some people say, like, if you treat it like a hobby, it'll pay you like a hobby. But I want to treat it like a business, but feel like it's a hobby because I'm addicted and I love to do it, that I want to show up every day. I want it to be fun. I don't want it to be like I'm dragging my feet out of bed because I have to work out and I have to post on social media, because so many of us just dread the social media part. So I'll tell you a little bit more about me. So I started back in October of 2017. I was a volleyball player. I went through this 30-pound weight gain as a player. We got set workouts with our strength and conditioning coaches, but it was all about you need to jump higher, you need to be faster, you need to be more explosive. So we were squatting 200 pounds, and I put on muscle like no other. Like, it's not like it's lean muscle, it's like bulked. And so it was 30 pounds, and everyone's like, oh, that's just muscle weight. Like, muscle weighs more than fat. But my diet was atrocious. I probably never ate a veggie all day. It was just, I was in the dining hall, I was in the dorms, I couldn't make my own food. And so I had that 30-pound weight gain, and then I would lose it in the summer when I went home, and then I would gain it back again. And so going into my junior year, like, I'm not going to waste my 4 years of playing a college sport half-assing it because I can't get my crap together when I go to eat. I can't get my stuff together when on the weekends when I'm drinking so much that I'm drinking beer, things that aren't going to fuel me to be the best athlete. And what started as just trying to be a better athlete transitioned to this whole coaching journey just blows my mind, because I was the worst leader. I talked about in my story today. Like, I was reading this book I'm going to talk a little bit more about, but how my leadership skills were basically scaring people and threatening them to be better, because on the volleyball court, you want someone to perform the best they can. So I would use tactics like, dude, come on, like, you're letting down the whole team, and just being like vicious and mean and bullying. And I realized, like, people don't respond well to that. So like, learning how to become an actual leader through this process made my senior year literally so amazing as like a captain of the team. And so it all just kind of full circle moment. But this is me and my boyfriend. I'm moving to Arizona at the end of the summer to live with him. We've been in long distance for a year now. This is my 80-day transformation. And then this is my little team that I have in Oregon here. And it's funny because it started as me and one other person at a Super Saturday last April. And then in October, I had 12 personally sponsored coaches, and now I have over 62 personally sponsored coaches in 6 months. So I'm going to talk about how you can actually do this without stressing yourself out so much. And just, I don't know, sometimes I feel like we get so into this mindset where like, I have to do this, where it's like, it should be fun. You should enjoy waking up and doing this. We have such an amazing opportunity. So creating a marketing plan. You have to know what you're inviting to at all times. Like, for so long, I would just be like, okay, today I'm going to invite you to a boot camp, and then tomorrow I'm going to talk about coaching, and then I'm only going to talk about a coach sneak peek, and I was all over the board. So when you go to invite someone, people have no idea what you're talking about. They're like, what do you do? I know you're fitness, and I know you're probably with Beachbody, and I know you're trying to get me to become a coach, but I don't get it. And so you have to show them the value. So when people come to my page, the first thing they said, like, dude, I love your positive vibes. Like, every day I have a dance party on my page, no matter what. And it's funny because I look at my slides and they're all yellow, and I've been wearing so much yellow lately, and it's just because yellow makes me happy. It's like becoming passionate, and you show that passion through your stories and through your voice. And so when you invite, you have to open up your mouth and talk on your Instagram stories. This was so hard for me. It was so easy to create those beautiful stories like Christina does all the time, where it's like tap, tap, tap on unfold, and it's awesome. But sometimes you have to open your voice and talk about your boot camp that you're inviting to, or coming to a coach sneak peek. And then while you're talking about it, you have little blurbs at the bottom. So you're not just like 10 stories of you talking, but then people are just going to click through it. Their sound's not on, and they have no idea what you're talking about. So you put little blurbs at the bottom while you're talking, and that's an awesome way to invite. But to level up, you have to invite to the coaching opportunity. For so long, I dreaded this. And so I was just hoping people would want to become coaches. And I was just hoping that they'd become a discount coach or an awesome challenger, and then maybe they'd be interested. But I never even asked them or talked about it because it's nerve-wracking. It's like people are so like, well, I love my job. They're so hesitant. But if you are constantly talking about it, constantly showing the community, it's like so easy to invite to. So that was the transition between October and now, those 6 months where I was able to recruit 40 plus people onto my team. And it's funny because I look and I'm like, I'm still 1-star qual and I have 60 coaches. That's the thing, is that in this business, it's a numbers game. You have to constantly be adding. I was the rockiest diamond when I first started because I had probably 6 discount coaches. One of the emeralds was my boyfriend, so I built him myself. It wasn't a solid diamond. And so for the first 3 weeks of like that 6-week qualification period, I was somewhat of a diamond, like constantly trying to buy things to help people stay active and like doing all the bad things that you don't want to do, because you want that people want to do it with you. And so you have to constantly stay active and inviting. So when I get to Success Club 6 by the 6th, which I'm going to talk about how I do that, I can't just stay there. So my next goal is Success Club 10 by the 10th. You just have to keep setting those benchmarks for yourself. And so I'm going to talk about creating a coach info session on Instagram. This is something new. This is something I've only been doing for a little over a month now, but it has been such a game changer. I don't know, a lot of you might still be using Facebook. I don't use Facebook at all. I built my entire business on Instagram, but it's also since I grew up using Instagram since middle school. It was like the first thing that came out, and my sister, I remember, was like, you need to get on Instagram, and I've been using it ever since. So like, it's just second nature to me. I just get it. But I was having such a disconnect when I would invite someone to use or like to come to my coach sneak peek on Facebook. You would send them the link, or you'd be like, hey, swipe up here. Or if you don't have the swipe up feature, you're like, hey, follow this page or something like that. You're sending them an email to come to your Facebook info session. But some people they don't remember their login, so they're not logging in and doing it. Some people are lazy, aka me. If someone had told me to do it, I'd probably be like, yeah, I'm going to do it, and then just never follow through. So with this, you just send them the @ of your name. So mine's at the Mad Empire _, and they just click on that, and they request into the page. So I didn't post a picture, but if you guys want to check mine out, you can do that and I can let you in. But what I do is that I do kind of like a 4-day coach info session. So day 1, I talk about my story, and I always say, like, if you're not talking about your story and relating to your people, they're not going to feel like your best friends, and it's going to have that disconnect of like they feel awkward to ask you a question. Like, I want my coaches to like read me like a book. I'm such an open book. You ask me any question, I'm going to tell you the answer. So I want them to get to know me, that I had struggles. Just because it looks like picture perfect now that I have a 6-pack and I'm in this test group and my business is rocking and I'm making an income, I want them to know that it wasn't like that. I was a struggling college student. I literally had to beg my mom to let me buy a $160 challenge pack, and she said no, and I did it anyways, and then she didn't talk to me for 3 days. Like, I had to get through things. I've had to sacrifice so much as a college student. I don't go out all the time anymore. I usually choose 1 day a week, and it's like my last term of college, and people are like, Maddie, come on, like, you have to do this. But my business is so important to me that sometimes I have to make sacrifices, and that's what it is. So I relate and tell my story. And then day 2 is like incentives. So like our Success Club trips and coming to live events and the community, and how I have different incentives on my team. Like if you hit certain ranks, you get blah, 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 blah. And then day 3 is money and tasks. So what we do as coaches. I feel like people are like, what do we do? Like, what do you do? What do you have to do? How much time commitment is this? I built my business in pockets, and I talk about that. I didn't have like set 3 hours a day solid that I could sit down and make amazing graphics and send all the invites. I didn't do that. I literally would sit there, copy and paste messages for like 20 minutes in the morning, and then between classes, I'd sit in my car, eat a salad or whatever, and then I would like go and follow and connect with people. So I use Captivate to follow people, and that works super well for me, and it's so easy. Like I literally will follow 200 people in 7 minutes, and then it'll follow people throughout the day so it doesn't flag me. So I talk about that. Like there's different little ways as college students and people with not a ton of time, because I'm not a full-time coach, that you can work this in pockets and still be successful. And then I talk about my income progression and how, yeah, it's not like I can live off my income right now, but it's getting there. And it's something that it's having that extra $100 a week because we get paid weekly. What you can do as a college student with that is amazing. Being able to pay for rent and not have to worry about that. So just being able to be relatable. And then day 4, I do a Q&A. So what I do also is throughout the week, I'm like, hey, I'll do like a question thing. I'm like, ask me any questions you have about coaching or any misconceptions, and I'll kind of like collect those. And then on the last day, I'll just go live and I'll talk about those objections. And then if there's not many questions asked, there's always common objections that we always get as coaches, right? Like people are always like, I don't have time, I don't have money, I love my job, like all those random things. I'm not in the best shape of my life, I can't be a coach. So we always talk about those objections and just be an objection ninja. Like someone could throw something at me and I'd be like, I could write you back anything and get you to sign up. Like I just have that passion and that like no one can tell me no kind of mentality. Like your excuse is not valid because you can do X, Y, and Z. And that's just kind of how I roll. And so most of the time I'll do my objections on a voicemail too. Like if it's just to a challenge group or something, or a voice message, so they can see my passion, they can hear me, and they can actually relate to me rather than just a message where they think like I'm a robot or someone just like, da, 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 here's like copy and paste message. Like, no, it's me. Like I'm real. I'm on the other side of the phone. And then on the Instagram, so I'll do all these videos live. So each day I go live, and then after the live, it has to be like less than 10 minutes because then you can save it and then you can upload it as an Instagram TV. So that way that IGTV posts to your feed. So that's there, it's on your live, and then you can also tag it from your actual page and link it in there. So there's so many different ways on Instagram to get this information out. Whereas on Facebook, they have to be in the group. They have to actively be on Facebook. Not all my followers are constantly on Facebook scrolling. It's just something that we don't always do nowadays. So it's like sometimes you feel like you're getting to people and sometimes you don't. Like most of the people that use Facebook now are Beachbody coaches because we want to check into our team pages and our challenge groups. It's not like everyone is always constantly watching their notifications on there. So I thought that Instagram was getting to more people and I could see exactly who watches it. The super cool thing is that I can see who's watching it, and then I can just directly message those people. Or the people that request to follow my coach info group, they want to know about coaching. It's the easiest way to follow up and talk to people rather than like hoping that they didn't accidentally get in that Facebook group and they just are so out of it, because they can remove themselves at any time. And then also I'll just do a little post every day, be like, hey, I'm going live at this time to talk about X, Y, and Z for each day. And then if you guys have any questions about this, if we have some time at the end, you can always ask. And then this is another tip that I used as a new coach. So I'm a Success Club 10 All-Star, and that started last January of 2018. And I had never hit Success Club once in my life. I had 3 months straight. I'd never hit Success Club. I didn't help a person. The first person I helped was my mom, and it took me 3 months to convince her. So it's not like I was born like super good at this. Like this was something I had to learn, just like everyone else. And so my first month I did hit Success Club. I didn't just hit 6, I hit 10. And the way I did this for probably 6 months was every start of the month, I would open up 3 spots and I would give away, it was the start of 80-day obsession. So it'd be like bands or sliders or something that was like $10 or less. I could order on Amazon and just ship it to them. Amazon Prime, hello, it's the best. And so the first 3 to sign up would get those free supplies to do the boot camp with me that month. So those first 3 spots would go by quickly. Success Club sticks in the bag. And then the rest of the month, I was kind of on the offense. So I was still talking about things, but I didn't feel that pressure of like, oh my God, I have to hit Success Club, and that anxiety that we get that we're like, oh my God, it's the last day of the month. I haven't hit it. Who can I order under? Who can I call a favor on to hit Success Club? So you hit those 6, so Success Club 6 in the beginning of the month, and then 10 is easy because you only need 2 more by the end of the month. And you just constantly are talking about people and you're being consistent and you're showing up every day, and it becomes so much easier. And that's why Success Club 10 by the 10th is like so easy for me now. And then after I hit 10 in mine, I hit 6 in my boyfriend's, and then I go back to my account and then I push for 20 and then I push for 30. So it's just that constantly getting it early and done in the month, you feel that less stress and you're so much more relatable. You can be more passionate. You can't be like, oh my God, I need you to sign up right now. Because then people feel that pressure and then they're like, and then they put the brakes on, and then you kind of feel pushy. And that's when you're going to start to feel salesy. When people say, oh my God, I feel so salesy, I can't do this. It's because we're so stressed about hitting Success Club. So this is just something I did as a beginning coach, and it worked super, super well for me. And then I also would do like monthly giveaways. So I would even do like 2 packs of Shakeology and Energize stick, and people would tag all these people to be able to get that prize. And so then I would go, and whoever they tagged, I would go and follow those people, and then it'd be more connections. And that's how I grew my Instagram. And sometimes as a beginning coach, this is so much easier than those team-wide flash sales that we send, because you're only doing 3 people. You only send them like a $10 gift, and you don't have to worry about like trying to get them into the group and wasting the time doing a flash sale when you could just be still inviting to your challenge groups, and the first 3 that bite the bullet, they get a prize. And then you just put on your Instagram story, oh, 1 prize gone, 2 prize gone, 3 prize gone. All right, now you can still get into the boot camp, but X, Y, and Z, So I think it's sometimes easier than having to organize that whole flash sale thing. So that's just how I do it, and that's how I advise my new coaches when they feel that stress with Success Club. So here are some of my non-negotiables. If you look at it, you'd be like, Maddie, that's a Success Club tracker, because it is. We all know what our tasks are. We all know what we have to do. But even as either a veteran coach or a new coach, we kind of get like these big eyes. We're like, well, as a new coach, you're like, what do I even start with? Where do I begin? So you look at your tracker and you're like, oh, okay, I need to go follow people. So my goal every day, I follow 100 new people on Instagram every single day. And then on Sundays, I go and unfollow people that haven't followed me back from the week. That way you can kind of keep that ratio. But like I said, it's all in the numbers. It's a numbers game. The more people you're following, the more likely you're going to have new faces on your page. And if you're not following people, you're going to be talking to the same exact people every single day. And if they're not interested now, they might not be interested tomorrow. And tomorrow might be the end of the month, and you haven't hit Success Club. You've got to follow new people and get new eyes on your page. And then I always message all my new followers. So that's that initiation connection and really relating to people and getting in and seeing, are you on a fitness and health journey yourself? And if they're saying no, you're like, oh my God, join my accountability group. If they say yes, like, what plan are you following? How's it working for you? And have a conversation, because sometimes we get so stressed, like sell a challenge pack, and we're not connecting. There's so many network marketers out there, you guys, and we know this. But if you're different and you're you, they're going to see that, and they're going to feel that passion through your message or through your voice message even. You can do this over voice message. And then I try and track. Let's be honest, tracking isn't always the easiest for anyone, how many invites we do, but I always try and send at least 50 to 62 invites a day. It usually happens mostly on Monday through Wednesday, and then Thursday and Friday it's a little bit less, and those are more follow-ups, but I average about 50 a day. So if you're at that 5 to 10, you're like, that's all I can manage. Trust me, you can do more. But sometimes we're overthinking our invite. So I think it's the next slide. I have a few different invites that I use. So I have a coach invite and a challenge group invite. If you look, they're literally exactly the same. So the only difference is if someone tells me that they're on a journey, all I say is like, oh my gosh, girl, you need to be doing what I'm doing. Have you ever thought about online coaching? Because most people are like so anti, even though maybe they're a CrossFitter, but they don't use the right products and they don't have products at all. And I say like, oh my God, we're the sponsor of the Spartan race. They're like, what, really? Because we are, like, we have all natural ingredients, but people don't know that. And then I have people sign up as coaches, and then they tell their other friends about the products. They don't necessarily have to do the workouts, but you still get Success Club points from that. So that's always an option. But then the challenge group invite, I kind of just talked about it, but if they say they're not on a journey, you say, why don't you join one of my accountability groups? What's an accountability group? So I always leave my invites and questions so that you get that response and you can have a conversation rather than someone be like, do you want information? Or I don't know, like something where it's just like blah, and people are like, oh, you should totally join. And they're like, well, I'm not really interested. And they just dismiss you. You want to be engaging. You want to ask them questions in your invite. So I kind of took some slides out of here if you've been on one of the team calls. I've been on 2 in the past week, like Monica's and Paulina's, so I don't know if any of you guys are repeaters. But this is my like VIP loyalty, what I do if I'm in a crunch to rank up. So I know there's a lot of people that are pushing for Diamond and stuff coming up with Summit. So I was pushing for Diamond in my boyfriend's account, and this is what I did. Every single person that was ordering a challenge pack, because I was genuine, I signed them up as a discount coach, and I didn't ask them first, But what I did was that I sent them this email with the link. So if they wanted to, they could easily take themselves out of, like they could take the little coach part out of their account if they wanted to, like out of their cart when I sent the share cart. But I'm telling them how all my girls sign up this way. Like this is 99% of how I sign people up. And there's some differences. So if I know someone that might be best if they start in a challenge group and then become a coach and they would hit success starters super quickly, I won't sign them up this way. But if it's someone that like, if I'm in a crunch and a bind and I need a couple more coaches to make sure I hit qualification, do it. Like, because they can always cancel. They don't get charged $15 in their first month. Maybe they'll try a few more products that first month and fall in love with Energize or any of those things. But we need to give them the option of doing this instead of just like being so nervous that they're going to say no. I probably have 9 out of 10 people say yes. Maybe one person's kind of weirded out by it, and that's fine. That's totally up to them. But giving them this option, they're like, oh yeah, I'm so in. And they get it. And then if they want to cancel, they can. So this is kind of how I sign people up when I'm in a crunch. I know Monica and them had questions about this, but I only do it for the people that I know are either not interested in coaching at all or potentially could be a good coach, or I talk to them about it and I just kind of walk them through it. So that's just how I do it. But if it's someone I'm like, you could be a success starter, I'll definitely make sure that either they're ready right away or I'll wait and hold off on it and not sign them up as a discount coach. I don't want to waste that for somebody. It's amazing. All right. So I show up for me. I never started this journey because I wanted to change lives. I started this because I wanted to get in the best shape of my life. If you remember my story in the beginning, oh my God, I'm like, woo. I had 30 pounds to lose. I didn't do this because I was like, I'm going to show everyone how I can lose 30 pounds. It wasn't like that. I didn't have an Instagram for coaching necessarily. And now I look at my Instagram has like 2 times as many as my actual Instagram that I don't use anymore. But I did this for myself. So any day or any time that you ever feel like less passionate about your journey, or you're like, I'm not loving this program, but everyone's doing it and it's the thing, it's the new program out there, you have permission to nixnay it and find the one that's best for you. You have to be passionate about your journey. If you're not, no one's going to be following you. Everyone can read right through you. They can see that you're not liking it. You're going through the motions. You're not jumping out of bed excited. If I didn't enjoy Morning Meltdown 100, I would not be dancing with my Energize in the morning. I'd be like, oh my God, I have to do another Fight Club workout, or I have to do another this workout. The cardio days are hard. I'm not going to lie. They're tough workouts, but I'm excited about it. I wake up out of bed like that. Sometimes like when I went to try and do Transform 20 for the second time, I was just like, this program's okay. But every time there's a new launch, I love the new programs. Like ADD Obsession, try to do it for the second time, made it through phase 1 and couldn't do phase 2. I just wasn't in love with my journey. So I picked a new program. You have permission to do what's best for you. And so when it comes back to becoming a coach and hitting Success Club 6 by the 6 is a non-negotiable, you guys. You have to be able to make that happen. But we enable ourselves so much to be like, well, I'll let it happen on the 8th, or I'll let it happen by the end of the month. I know it'll happen. Like, people are just giving me excuses. They're waiting till Friday or payday. Go find somebody else. Stop being an enabler, because it just trickles down into our downlines or your future downline, and you're going to let your coaches sometimes get away with not hitting Success Club. That's not going to help you get to elite or to your dream or make that income that you want to happen. So we have to be so on ourselves and keep yourself in check. Don't wait for someone to light a fire under your ass. For so long, that's how I motivate people, by like yelling at them. Like, that's how I want to be motivated. That's just how that's how I am motivated, but it doesn't always work for everyone else. But you can't wait for someone to light that fire under your ass. This is your dream you're working for. You're not working for anyone else's dream. And that's why I got into this. When I started like the business part, it's like, yeah, I want to be a PT, but I don't want to be a PT building someone else's dream. I want to be able to build my dream with this, so I can open my own PT clinic and build my own dream that way. Like that kind of thing. You've got to have that big mindset mentality. So nobody forces you to be here. No one's holding your hand, trying to pull you along. Like, you have to wake up in the morning wanting to do this, because it's draining. And I'm going to talk a little bit about the vampire, or like the energy vampire, the people that suck the energy and the life out of your team. But you got to be here because you want to be here. And so that's the mindset I have all the time. And my mindset, it's kind of funny because people like laugh, but like I already feel like I'm a 5-star diamond elite coach. Like I can say it without blinking because it's so true. Like I know it's going to happen and my team is working their asses off and I work my ass off every day to make it happen. And I hit Success Club 20 plus because that's what I have to do to have my team hit 10 or 5 or whatever it is to make it happen for them, because that's how we get elite points. So you have to kind of reverse engineer what's happening and create that mindset that you can go hit success starters, or you can hit 20 right now at the month, even if it's the 15th of the month already, or whatever today is, the 14th. Like you can hit 20 no matter what. Like even if you're at 0, you can do it. But you just have the mindset that you can be bigger than what you feel like you are limited to right now. And it's crazy to me that only 4 people hit elite last year on Diesel Nation. Like we can freaking up that, guys. Like we are going to freaking kill it this year. I'm so excited. So here's a little bit more about, why does it not fit on here? All right. I don't know. Let's see. I feel like I can't fit the whole slide. Okay. So here's a little bit more about mindset. So like I said, like you could go elite if you want to go elite, but it does take, like, you can't just wish for it. And that's the thing. It's like, sometimes I'm like, yeah, my mindset's like, oh, I'm elite. But if I just like don't send invites for a week, I can't just wish and hope that people are going to join my team or that I'm going to hit Success Club. You have to do the action. You can have the best damn mindset, but if your action isn't meeting it, what are you doing? You're just hoping and you're hoping. So we got to sometimes evaluate. And this is where the energy vampire comes in. So that blood-sucking person that's draining you. So evaluate. Are you that person right now? Sometimes I feel like I can be that person on my team where I'm constantly nagging them. And they're like, Maddie, I'm going to do it and I'm going to do it. But do you have that energy vampire? Because I sure did. She became diamond, and after 1 week of like she was in qualification, she quit. And at first I was so literally like, oh my God, like so in my mindset. She was the person that was going to get me to 2-star if we held for 6 weeks. And I literally like cried for maybe like 3 minutes. And then I was like, wait, bless and release. That's how my mindset is lately. Like, okay, bless, like this opportunity happened and I'm just going to release the bad juju. It wasn't the right person. And she was honestly the energy vampire on our team, always trying to take other people down, always trying to tell us like we're spending too much time on our phone and how we're taking away from our family. And I was like, wait, why am I letting this girl take down our team? We don't need that. And so I implemented right after she left the positivity rule. So you can have one bad thing to say, but to every one thing you want to complain about, you have to have 2 positive things to tell me. So when my coach is like, no one's signing up with me right now, I'm like, okay, like I understand. So what are 2 positive things? Are you having a successful journey, or you're like even something in life, like maybe like you made an awesome meal today, like anything. I'm honestly hungry right now. That's why I'm thinking about food. But you have to have 2 positive things to every negative thing you're going to say, because otherwise you're going to become that energy vampire and you're going to take down your team. So going from 12 personally sponsored coaches to 62 plus in 6 months didn't happen because I was just wishing that things were going to roll in. It was because Christina and Lindsay Matway told me that you need to invite to the coaching opportunity. You need to invite 50 plus people to the coaching opportunity a month. And that's like direct coaching invites. And I was like, what? I've never sent 1, let alone 50. But when some top coaches in this entire company tell you to do something, you've got to do it. We're so lucky to have Christina as a leader on this team. But sometimes we just listen to the trainings. They're like, wow, that's good. Or we listen to team calls and we're like, wow. But it's 95% action. Your success out of 100%, 5% is knowing what to do in the trainings. 95% of it is action and going out and doing the things. We just get so like, oh, I just have to learn and soak it all in, but we got to go and do the things. Otherwise, it's going to be, you can know all the answers, but if you aren't willing to work for it, you're going to be sitting at that same spot come summit next year. So this kind of went back to that energy suck. So one person can't make a team. If you're a team leader and you know you're a team leader, like I know I'm leading my team, I can't make my team go 5-star elite. I can't have 5 diamonds of myself. Like that would be awesome, but you have to have a team. And so like just having one person that's rocking it can't make the team, but one energy sucker can absolutely sabotage your team. like my girl that quit. Like, she was sabotaging us. She literally was trying to be so negative. Like, she would unmute herself on team calls and say what's not working for her every single time. And it's like, no, you can't let that person suck you down. And so in our business, it's a little bit different. So I was always getting on one-on-one calls with her and spending my time to try and help her, because she was so close to diamond and she hit it, but she couldn't hold it because her mindset was not there and she was constantly taking us down. So I found that for my girls to get one-on-one time, they have to change a life. So this month, it's usually like halfway in. So the first week, I always do one-on-one calls with my emeralds or people that earned it. But then like 2 weeks in, if you haven't changed a life, you're not getting on another call with me, because that's wasting your time. I could tell you all the things and try and help motivate you, but if you still haven't been able to help someone, something's not connecting, and you need to spend more time there rather than talking to me and hoping that I can tell you something that's going to make it happen. It's all that action. So, like, as I was saying, like, as an athlete on the court, you can tell the person that's not into it, and it's like so obvious who the energy sucker is. But sometimes in this business, we get so like torn in, like, oh my God, this girl's so close to this, or I see so much potential, and we spend so much time there. But sometimes they're the energy sucker that we're just spending so much time with, and we have to reevaluate that we can't keep spending all that time with someone that's not making it happen, and we got to go recruit somebody else. There's always another rock star out there. There really is, but you've got to continuously grow and mentor, but continuously recruit. And so who's all in on the energy bus? Honestly, like, you have to be all in. You have to, as a leader, be the person roaring on this energy bus. Be in the front. You are the driver. You are the person that's going to make it happen. It's not going to be one of your personally sponsored coaches that's going to step up and be like, we're on the energy bus. Who wants to be in? It has to be you. So what does this look like? I want you guys to put in the comments something that you want to implement onto your team to become this energy bus. So put in the comments right now, what is something that you want to make it happen? Because for me, it's like, I could say I could go 5-star, but it's like, if I don't have the diamonds, it's not happening at the end of the day. And so I've implemented the energy bus, that the 2-in-1 rule. You have to give me 2 positive things that's happening right now in your business. Where am I at? Oh, 2 positive things to the 1 negative. So make sure that you're implementing something that you want to happen. You've got to be the leader of that energy bus, because it's going to help motivate, and it's going to help get you to that next level. Diamond by Summit, Earn Success Club trip. Heck yeah. Getting the 5-star. Right? Yep. And when we're doing those things, it's going to trickle down. It really is. Like, it took me 6 months to go emerald, you guys. Like 6 months. But I have coaches that do it in 24 hours because I've been able to learn how to teach them and tell them how you can do it, and getting them on those calls. Like, I was part of Diesel Nation, but I was so scared. I'm like one of the youngest girls in Diesel Nation. Like, how was I supposed to step up and be like, oh, can somebody help me? Like, so I just stood in the back burner, and it was one day where I like got on a call, and I was like, okay, I can't just keep sitting here hoping someone notices me. I have to voice. I have to get out there, and I have to become a leader that I am. And that happened with Diesel Nation Olympics. Literally no one knew who I was until Diesel Nation Olympics, when our team ended up winning, and I stepped up and I was like, wait, I want to be in this like leaders chat. And I jumped in on their chat. Like, I think that was the month that I hit diamond. So I got those points, and then I hit diamond in Nick's account, and it was just like a whirlwind of things. And that's when it all kind of came together. But if you're so shy and timid, it's not going to happen. So whoop, whoop, Team Blue. I love it. So what is your why, you guys? My why has changed, and I'm sure yours has too, from when you started and where you're at now. But why the hell would you waste your time inviting strangers on the internet if your why isn't strong? Like, my why at first, I literally would tell like my upline Melissa, she'd be like, what's your why? And I'm like, I want to help people. All right, that why is great and all, but that why is not going to make me jump out of bed, because people aren't just at my doorstep wanting to sign up and so I can help them. I have to go out there and get them. So my why is that I want to like be able to not have to get a job when I move to Arizona, and I get to do my own thing and help people, But like, so that helping people is still in there. But like, as I want to be a physical therapist, I'm going to be helping people all the time, but it has to be deeper. It has to be deeper. And it doesn't have to just be the money thing. But for me, it's freedom to travel, freedom to do what I want, freedom to go on date nights and not have to worry about those things. So think of that deep down why rather than the surface level, because my coaches always, when I first get on one-on-one calls or like the getting started right calls, I'm like, so what is your why? I want to help people. That's not going to help you get there. It's really not going to help you level up. And this is the last slide I got for you guys. So I said it already, but in a world of millions and millions of network marketers, you got to be real, you got to be raw, and you got to be different. And you just have to be you. You are your best tool. You are your person. You are the one that's going to get you to the next level. No one can do the action for you. No one forces you to get on team calls. No one forces you to do the things, but it has to be you and it has to be your why. And that's what's going to help you get there. And so I love to use the voice messages. I love to do those things that make me me, and being vulnerable and being raw. And it makes people like, whoa, she's real. She's not just someone that's like trying to sell me something. And that's the compliment I get 99% of the time. People are like, I'm not really interested right now, but man, like I wish I had the confidence you have showing up on social media like that. That's one of my favorite compliments, because like even Paulina asked me, she's like, do you ever get sad or mad or down? And I'm like, all the time, but I don't let it destroy me anymore. I bounce back quickly because I know that there's someone else that, one, has it worse than me, and two, needs to see my energy to get out of their funk. So I hope that helped you guys. That's all I got for you. See, look, we got all the blue babies in the house. That's why we won. Woo! That's awesome.
You saw that team blue? They're all there.
I know. Duh. That's why we won.
Listen, that was freaking fire. You have so much energy. Oh my God. When I was 22.
You guys didn't get me yesterday. Yesterday I was not in this mindset. I got like 8 hours of sleep. I'm feeling great.
Listen, when I was 22, I had your energy too. You'll catch up. You'll catch up.
True. I don't have kids yet, so that definitely helps.
She is, I mean, you just hit so many amazing, pivotal parts of this business that I tell my coaches and I tell everyone new that comes into this business, hold on a second, that comes into this business, don't try and reinvent the wheel. There is so much training out there, and it says the same thing, but in a different way. We have our back office. We have the Diesel Nation Academy. And at the end of the day, if we're not putting in the action, nothing's going to happen. Because you can go on 700 different trainings. You can do your own training program. You can do it all. But if you're not inviting, if you're not getting in front of people's faces every day, it's never going to happen. You're never going to level up. You're never going to hit that rank. You can wish for it, but if you're not doing the work, you're never going to get there. I'm a firm believer of that. And in the beginning of my business, I was scared out of my wits to send an invitation. Oh my God, what if they say no? I'm at the point where I just don't care. I used to scroll through people's Instagram, and say, they look like a good fit. I don't do that anymore. I just send it. I send it. I have an auto reply when somebody starts following me. I have it through Big Bang Gram that Lily Rubio showed me about, but I have an auto reply. And sometimes people say, I'm already a Beachbody coach. Okay, good. Congratulations. Welcome to that family. I'm so happy that you are part of this world, but I just send out those messages, and if they reply, great. And if they don't, then you move on, because there is millions of people in this world that have been untouched by us.
So true.
But there's many lives that need us. I know that. I know that because every day I hear from somebody new, and every day, we're 400,000 coaches, and every month we have 400,000 coaches that are changing lives. Do the numbers. It's, Maddie's hitting SC, she hit SC 50 to get into the morning meltdown, or 52, I don't even know. Look how many lives one person changed. We can do this. We just have to put in the actions to get those results. Got it?
Amen.
Amen. And you have to have that strong why. Like Maddie said, my why changed from the beginning, because when I met with Christina, it was kind of like, oh my God, okay, I'll be a coach. I'll be a coach. I was scared out of my wits, and I questioned myself, what did I do? And I was just terrified. But and my why changed because it was like, I just want to help people. And now it's completely different. Now I want this to be my life. Now I want this to help my family. Now I want this to go on trips. There's just the why is very broad. It doesn't have to be one specific thing. It could be an abundance of things. And I am so happy to be part of this. I'm so happy that all of you have chosen to be part of this life. Maddie, you're a freaking rock star. Congratulations on all your success. Ladies, guys, I don't know how many people are on here. Ask her the questions. She's here. She's here.
Yeah, if you guys have any questions, you can unmute yourself or whatever. I kind of went fast because there's a lot of points, and I don't know if you had like the time limit, so I was like, but so if you guys have any other questions, you can always message me too. I'm an open book.
Yeah. Follow her stories. I copy her stories all the time because I just like what she says. She's high energy, and she, honest to God, when I listen to her, I'm like, okay, all right, let's go invite, because she's so high energy. She gets me going. She's like my little Energize.
I love it.
But again, thank you, you guys. If you have questions, please message her. She is a beautiful person. Or put your questions here, and she'll be more than happy to answer them for you. Maddie, thank you so much. I hope this helped you guys. And May is not even over. So
I know. It's halfway.
We're not even halfway. So let's hit the SC20.
Let's do it. Do you guys mind taking
Everybody's
a photo
like, huh? The what?
Let's take a photo.
Oh, how dare we not take a photo?
I know. Come on.
All right, here we go.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
Woohoo! See? If we didn't take a picture, it didn't happen.
Exactly. All right, people like boomerang.
Exactly. All right, guys.
All right. Thank you, guys. Have a good night.
Have a wonderful night. Thank you, Maddie. Stop recording. You want to stop the recording?